Gen Z graduates now enter the job market more AI fluent than ever, but entry-level roles may vanish for those who can't keep up.
White House AI officials reject doomsday unemployment scenarios, saying AI boosts productivity, not mass layoffs.
Experts warn AI could disrupt half of white-collar entry-level roles within 5 years.
Top AI voices clash. AI job apocalypse ahead versus AI will spark a new era of human creativity.
Governments and businesses are being urged to reskill tens of millions or risk massive displacement.
Nvidia's Jensen Huang delivers a wake-up call. You won't lose your job to AI, but to someone who uses it.
Friends, good day to everyone. In the Tech Ethics series, we explore the ethical implications of technology. In today's episode, we'll discuss about the impact of AI on jobs. We are standing on the edge of something truly big, a change like no other. This is not a revolution with battles and missions. It is a revolution of smart technology, of silicon chips and smart algorithms. Artificial intelligence, once just a dream from science fiction, is now very real. It is already changing how we work, whether you are on a factory floor or sitting in the corner office. And it makes us ask, are we ready for a world where machines can think and act like humans, or maybe even better? This is not just a story about technology. It is a journey we all share, and it asks us to understand what is happening and take an active role in shaping our future. To really understand this change, let's take a quick look at where it all began. The idea of AI started with a simple but powerful question. Can we build machines that think like people? One of the pioneers, Jeffrey Hinton, who recently won a Nobel Prize, believed that by understanding how the human brain works, we could teach machines to think too. He helped develop key ideas in deep learning, like backpropagation, which trains a system to learn from experience, just like we do. His work was inspired by biology, and that is important. It means that the path AI is taking is not random. It is designed to copy how we think, even if the way machines do it looks different on the inside. So here we are, at the beginning of a future powered by machines that learn, adapt, or maybe even understand. And the big question now is, what will we do with this future? At the heart of today's AI are systems called artificial neural networks. These are built to work a lot like our own brains. They learn by looking at a massive amount of data and slowly building understanding, layer by layer, just like we do. Sometimes AI makes strange mistakes, like saying something that is not true. These are often called hallucinations. That's actually something even humans do too. Our brains fill in gaps when we are not sure about something. It's not lying, it is just guessing based on past knowledge. And the better AI gets, the harder it will be to tell its guesses from the truth. AI has already come a long way. It can now understand language, make decisions, and even recognize emotions. Some of today's AI models can write stories, chat like a real person, or even come up with creative ideas. We see AI everywhere, in hospitals, in our cars, in customer service. Just to show how fast this is growing, in 2023, the FDA approved 223 AI-powered medical devices. Compare that to only 6 back in 2015. But let's be clear, AI still has limits. does not really understand the world like we do. It lacks common sense and can't truly feel emotions. When AI creates something new, it is often just remixing what it has seen before. It does not have the spark of true originality. Still, researchers are racing towards something much bigger: artificial general intelligence, or AGI. This would be AI that can think like a human across many different tasks. In a recent survey, AI experts said there is a 50% chance machine will outperform humans at every task by the year 2047. Even bolder, a report called AI 2027 suggests we could reach that point as early as 2027. The pace of progress is speeding up, and fast. And that brings us to a huge challenge. How do we, as people, keep up? For a long time, white-collar jobs, those that rely on thinking, planning, designing, and analyzing, felt safe from automation. After all, these are roles built on human intelligence. But today, AI is proving that even our most intellectual work is not out of reach. AI is now deeply integrated to the way professionals work. It helps analyze massive amount of data, improve decision making, and automate repetitive tasks in offices across every industry. The result? Huge boost in productivity. A recent study by Nielsen showed a 66% increase in employee productivity with the generative AI tools. Vanguard found that AI could save 43% of time on the average job, freeing people to do more meaningful and strategic work. But here's the tough truth. If we think moving up the ladder into design or strategic roles will keep us safer forever, we are mistaken. Those areas may be safer for now, but AI is already learning to do design and planning work too. Training AI for intellectual jobs is actually easier than training it for physical tasks. And once it learns, it scales fast, meaning billions of jobs could be affected, even in high-skilled professions. Let's look at some examples. In software development, AI tools like GitHub Copilot are speeding up coding, making developers much more efficient. Interestingly, the number of software jobs is still growing. But what is changing is how developers work. In creative fields, AI is rapidly becoming a powerful tool. Artists are using tools like DALL-E and Midjourney to generate stunning visuals. Architects and designers use AI to create layouts, test structures, and explore thousands of design ideas in minutes. In fashion, AI helps generate styles, personalize clothing designs, and speed up production. Does this mean creative jobs are going away? Not immediately. In fact, surveys shows that employers still rate AI's ability to truly think creatively as pretty low. Human creativity, emotional intelligence, storytelling, and the ability to build relationships still matter a lot, and will continue to. Right now, AI acts more like a creative partner or co-pilot, helping with the heavy lifting while humans guide the big ideas. This forms what we can call the augmentation to automation spectrum. AI starts by helping us do our jobs better. Then, over time, it takes over more of the routine parts. Eventually, some parts of the job, or even whole roles, might be fully automated. In more strategic roles, like law, medicine, or business planning, AI is already having a huge impact. Legal professionals use AI to review bills, write documents, and analyze contracts faster and more accurately. In medicine, AI reads scans and images with incredible precision. helping doctors avoid misdiagnosis. And in strategic planning, AI digs through massive data to find patterns and predict trends. But here's the thing. No matter how smart AI gets, it still lacks judgment, context, empathy, and a moral compass. These are especially important in high-stakes areas like hiring, criminal justice, finance, or healthcare. That is where we come in. As AI takes on more tasks, our role shifts. We become the ethical overseers, the ones responsible for fairness, transparency, and accountability. We will need to ask, is this AI decision fair? Is it biased? Who is responsible if something goes wrong? So yes, AI is transforming white-collar jobs, but our human skills, especially those that machines can't learn, are still our strongest asset, at least for now. With breakthroughs accelerating at an unprecedented pace, it is impossible to say what the future holds. The reality is, no job, no matter how intellectual, may remain untouched forever. Let's talk about something big that's happening quietly but fast. AI and robots are getting better at physical tasks, not just mental ones. Robots, powered by AI and machine learning, are learning how to move, grip, and handle things with incredible skill. We are now seeing mobile robots that can work in busy factories, moving objects, assembling parts, packaging items, all with growing independence and accuracy. These machines are not just lifting heavy boxes anymore. Some are learning to do surprisingly delicate tasks, like tying shoelaces, folding clothes, even cleaning kitchens or repairing other robots. One impressive example is the T.H.E robot, which has a 3-fingered hand. It can handle fragile items like egg without breaking them, and can even shake your hand, adjusting its grip based on how you respond. In healthcare, the progress is even more striking. AI-powered surgical robots are now matching or even beating human surgeons in precision. These robots can help reduce mistakes, speed up surgeries, and help patients heal faster. So, what does this all mean for jobs? It means tasks that once seemed safe because they required hands-on skills like manufacturing, construction, cleaning, or surgery are now being tackled by machines. The line between human-only and machine-capable jobs is starting to blur. Now, let's talk economics. Training AI is expensive. Models like GPT-4 or Google's Gemini Ultra cost tens or even hundreds of millions of dollars to build. Why? Because they need supercomputers, massive amounts of data, and teams of top engineers. But here is the catch. Once an AI is trained, the cost of using it is incredibly low. It does not need breaks, vacations, or health insurance. It can work 24/7 and scale to do millions of tasks at once. Take GPT-3 as an example. Even though it cost a fortune to create, it can produce as much writing as thousands of humans over time, at a fraction of the cost per word. That is why companies are rushing to adopt it. It is not just smart, it is efficient. This economic edge means that AI will take over many repetitive hands-on jobs. Not because it is cheaper upfront, but because it is cheaper over time. That is a game changer for the workforce. Let's talk about economic inequality and what role AI might play in shaping our future society. There's a lively debate happening among economists and researchers. Will AI widen the gap between rich and poor or help close it? Historically, automation has mostly hit lower wage manual jobs the hardest. That led to growing wage gaps and rising inequality. But with AI, things may play out differently. Here's something surprising. Data suggests AI could actually impact high-income white-collar jobs more than the low-income jobs. In the UK, for example, around 60% of workers in the top 10% of income are in jobs that are highly exposed to AI. Compare that to just 15% in the bottom 10%. This suggests that some of the first big disruptions may happen at the top of the income ladder. But before we celebrate that shift, there is a catch. High-income professionals often have jobs that are complemented by AI. Instead of replacing them, AI makes them even more productive and more valuable. On top of that, some high-profile individuals often own the companies or the capital behind AI technologies. That means they benefit from both the productivity boost and the profit AI generates. So, while some might lose jobs, many corporates could actually see their profits rise further. This means that even though AI might disrupt high-paying jobs, it could still widen wealth inequality, at least in the short term. Over time, the long-term impact will depend on how AI spreads across different industries and how society responds. Another serious concern is skill polarization. As AI transforms work, those with advanced tech skills or digital literacy will adapt quickly, but workers without those skills may struggle to keep up and be left behind. This could make income inequality worse, especially in countries or regions where strong education and reskilling system is not there. Despite AI speed, scale, and smartness, it is still struggling with the core human skills. It lacks emotional intelligence. AI can mimic empathy, but it does not actually feel it. Its emotions are just scripted outputs. It lacks ethical judgment, does not know right from wrong. It just follows instructions based on patterns in past data. And it struggles with intuition and complex problem-solving skills, especially in real-world situations where the answers are not clear. These human strengths, empathy, ethics, intuition, imagination, are our edge. They are what will keep us relevant, even as AI continues to evolve. But we can't just assume they'll be enough. We have to invest in them, teach them, value them, and design our future, not just for profit and productivity, but for people. Because in the end, it is not about whether AI will replace us, it is about how we choose to work with it and what kind of world we want to build together. If there is one thing white-collar professionals must understand moving forward, it is this. Continuous learning is no longer optional. It is the essential thing. In a world where AI evolves rapidly, the ability to reskill and upskill is not just about career growth. It is about survival in the job market. This means gaining fluency in modern technical skills like data visualization, machine learning, cloud computing, and robotics, the new foundations of today's work. But equally important is strengthening the very human abilities that AI cannot replicate. Effective communication, ethical reasoning, creative problem solving, emotional intelligence, conflict resolution. Mastering both sides, technical and human, is what will truly set us apart in the age of AI. These human abilities will define the leaders, thinkers, and creators of tomorrow. Because the future of work is not AI versus human. It is humans and AI working together, each amplifying the strength of the other. The collaboration is already happening. AI takes care of the repetitive tasks, sorting data, writing summaries, automating reports. That frees us up to think bigger, connect deeper, and create with purpose. It is a future where productivity soars, decisions get smarter, and our work become more meaningful, not less. But to get there, we must stay curious, stay adaptable, and stay committed to learning. Because the real superpower in this new age is not artificial intelligence. It is human adaptability combined with the right tools. That is how we not only survive the AI era, but lead it. Companies, educators, and governments must work together to support people through the transition. That means investing in training, reskilling, and building safety nets for those affected by automation. AI may be smart, but how we use it is still up to us. This is not the first time we have faced a wave of technological change. The printing press, the steam engine, electricity, the internet, each changed the world and the way we work. And each time, the humans adapted. We don't just survive, we found new ways to thrive. AI is just the next chapter. And like every chapter before, it brings both risk and opportunity. The key is to be ready, not just with the skills, but with vision, with the flexibility, and with the courage to keep moving forward. So, let's stop asking, will AI take my job? The reality is, we can't stop the AI revolution. The race between major corporations is already well underway, and it is driven by profit, not human concern. That means the change is not slowing down for anyone. What we can do is start asking, how can I work with AI to become even better at what I do? Because in the end, the future is not about AI replacing us. It is about us evolving alongside it and building a better future together. Let's be clear. This is not a story of simple replacement. It is a story of profound transformation. Artificial intelligence is not just another tool. It is a disruptive force, reshaping how we work, think, and create. It promises incredible productivity gains and the creation of entirely new job categories. It is already becoming a collaborative partner, a co-pilot that helps us do more faster. But with that power comes with real challenges. The displacement of existing roles, the potential widening of wealth gaps, and serious ethical dilemma that can't be ignored. The core point remains. Anything related to intellect-based work will eventually be targeted and transformed, especially given the cost efficiency of training AI for scale once initial development costs are absorbed. So, the question is not if change is coming, it is how we respond. Let's adapt, let's lead, let's make sure the future of work is not just powered by AI but guided by human values. Thank you.